Alright, just want to talk a little bit. You've seen the demonstration videos of me playing against that float ball and the backspin ball. I just want to talk a little bit now, sort of like just to the camera, direct to you guys, just a little bit about the technique of what I'm doing here, just to demonstrate and talk you through it. On the backhand side with these long pips and with the anti, fairly much the same. All we're really trying to do with this stroke is I want to be balanced with my legs and able to move and recover. I don't want to take it outside my left hip. I don't want to be out here, and most of the time I don't want to be out here. Okay? I don't even really want to be on the middle of my body and my right hip. So I don't want to be pushing here on the backhand. I really prefer to be somewhere between my belly button and my left hip. And that allows me now to use my elbow as a pivot and stroke through. And it's important in this case, it's really not a punch. I'm not trying to straighten my elbow to punch the ball. That's a different stroke. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that stroke, but it's not my bread and butter safety long tip stroke. What I'm doing instead is I just want to use the elbow as a hinge, just like a gate. If you were closing a gate, you know, it's that same principle. We just want the elbow to act as a hinge for your forearm to allow you to push the ball. I'm not trying to come directly under the ball and chop. I'm not trying to just bump it forward. I'm just getting a little bit under, just enough. The heavier the backspin, the more underneath I go. So if it's a float, it's fairly close to vertical from the side. Instead of here, it's close to the vertical, and it's just down and forward. As it gets heavier, what I want to do is tilt backwards more and come under the ball, heavier, heavier, heavier. And in this basic bread and butter, vanilla type safety shot, I'm not trying to bend the pips too much. I'm just really letting the ball hit them and come off. I'm not trying to brush underneath, just bumping it back with a smooth stroke, bonk, and just letting it hit off the pips. So it's really just a matter of push, push, push. Don't need a big follow through from this close to the table. That's too long, that's too short. Just smooth, easy. The amount of wrist you need, well, in this kind of shot, you can use wrist for deception, but you really don't need a lot of wrist. It's not going to add much in terms of adding spin, though it may help being sneaky, so it's not a bad thing from that point of view. But really just smooth and easy. The more they float it, the more vertical the bat, the more they chop, the more you tilt backwards and come under. And we're not aiming for 1 inch above the net, we're just aiming for a decent height above the net, preferably deep on the opponent's table rather than too short. It's usually quite hard to drop shot, so I prefer to go deep and to go wider into his playing elbow rather than trying to play a drop shot, a riskier drop shot. Same on the forehand. Again, you can stand straight and do that. It is possible. I personally prefer to tilt a little bit myself, but to each their own. You still can achieve it there with the push. I just like to do it a bit more myself. Again, whatever works, and really the same principle as on the backhand, just that tilt. The more the backspin is on the ball, the more you're going to tilt and recover and recover. So as we come up against wanting to do different things, such as shovel the ball so that it top spins back heavy, or chop the ball underneath so that we can actually kill the spin and give them a float, that's a slightly different technique that builds on our foundation, but we'll come to that in future lessons. But I really just wanted to mention that in respect to just to add to the actual video demonstration that you've already seen. We're really just looking for smooth backhand in between tummy and belly button and left hip. Forehand, not out in front here and not way out there. Just a comfortable to the side. And if it's coming into your elbow, move. Or if it's coming into the elbow, move. Don't adjust with the arm. That's poor technique and leads you into bad habits.